Armed feds pay visit to Amish farmer faces hundreds of thousands in fines. Amos Miller, an Amish farmer who runs a holistically managed small farm, bird in hand, Pennsylvania, grows and prepares food in tune with nature, the way he believes God intended. This seems like a sound idea to the approximately 4,000 customers purchases Miller's meat, eggs, dairy products from his private members only food club. Now he had to start a members only food club because there's some kind of regulation over there that's stopping him from just having the general public come to his store. Okay, so he's doing the workaround just like everybody does. The federal government, however, appears to disagree, right? A federal judge recently ordered Miller to cease and desist all meat sales. Our Organic Wellness reported U.S. Marshals were deployed to search Miller's property. And then they inventoried his stock to assure that he doesn't sell or slaughter any more animals. In other words, the Fed shut down Amos Miller's operation. Now, we had not such a hardcore thing happen a little while ago. It was probably 2 years or a little more to our Amish meat processing guy. The USDA came in and they tried to basically force him to comply with rules that they know he can't comply with. Okay, so they're into this refrigeration. He has a system set up where they bring in the box cars, the 18-wheeler box cars with the big freezers on them, right? So they have those backed into the property during the harvesting of the deer, right? We have a big deer season around here. And then he puts all the meat inside of there, and then everyone comes and picks it up, and then that's how he was handling his meat as well for people that brought in cows and sheep and that wanted any kind of butchering done, right? Well, they came in and raised a big stink about that. He had to build this whole new facility, redo his whole little thing. And so I'm just kind of letting you guys know, like, they're really after the food situation. They're really monitoring who's doing the food, why they're doing the food, where the food's coming from, because just like Henry Kissinger said, control the food, control the people. Miller claims he's being persecuted by the federal government for practicing his religious beliefs and religious freedoms to grow and prepare food according to his religious beliefs, right? Which all of us do. We actually plant because we know that the Father has given us all good things for our body, and the seed that he gives us is good for our body, okay? And we also plant according to signs. We plant according to the moon. We plant according to scripture, right? We have sabbaticals, all this kind of stuff, okay? And that's where I was getting in my last video. I was talking about how they're going to pin you down to make you conform to things you don't agree with because you're in the system, right? To believe your own thought, to believe what is true for you in your private heart is true for all men. That is genius. So wrote American philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson in his influential 1841 essay of self-reliance. Once upon a time, America respected the notion of self-reliance. It was the heart of the American mythos. Not anymore. Think about that, guys. That is so true. We're moving faster and faster into groupthink, right? The individual is slowly fading unless we can speak up, right? In March, George Lapsley, a court-appointed expert to receive unimpeded access to Miller's farm to inspect the facilities according to the Food Safety News. On March 11th, Lapsley reported that Mr. Miller did not fully cooperate and requested assistance from the U.S. Marshal Service, right? So some guy goes in there with a bad attitude. He's showing the slightest bit of resistance, and they come in full force. And why do they do that? They do that to intimidate you, okay? Federal Judge Edward G. Smith of Eastern District of Pennsylvania then ordered that the USMS was authorized to use whatever reasonable force was necessary to gain entry into the facilities to authorize and inspect. Furthermore, according to the Food Safety News, the court's order permitted Lapsley to make unannounced visits to Miller's farm, basically trespassing. Presumably, this meant anytime, day or night, never mind, God, Big Brother is here. Okay, that's an article floating around. It's the Western Journal, a couple of other commentaries in there from some other links. I'm a little bit slow on getting you some of the news.